Hey guys, now we're going to be factoring trinomials in this form when there is a coefficient in front of the x squared. So let's take a look at this first one, 5x squared plus 15x plus 10. Before I do anything, I usually try to see if I can divide this number out of the trinomial. And in this case, we can. 5 goes into itself, 15 and 10. So let's do that first. So factoring out of 5 means I'm dividing all three terms by that coefficient of 5. So we have 5x squared divided by 5. That's going to leave me with x squared. 15x divided by 5. That's going to leave me with 3x. And then 10 divided by 5 is 2. So now I have a problem that's a little bit easier to factor because now my a term has been divided out, so I just have a 1 here. So now I need two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to 3. The only factors of 2 are 1 times 2. So because this is a simple trinomial, my factors for my binomials come from these numbers. So that means one of my factors is going to be x plus 1. The other factor is x plus 2. And then you bring down the 5 that you factored out from the original equation. This is going to be your final answer. So if you take a look at letter B, we have 4x squared plus 13x plus 3. This 4 cannot be divided out of the 13 or the 3. So what we have to do is apply a different strategy to the diamond method. So when there's a coefficient, that's going to be your A term. So the 4 is your A, the 13 is your B, the 3 is your C. When you have a coefficient, you are going to multiply the A and the C number, and that goes in this top area. So we're going to put 4 times 3, which is 12, in that top number, and then the bottom number is still the middle number of 13. So just like we've done in the past, we need two numbers that multiply to 12 but add to 13. What are those numbers? Those numbers are 12 and 1. So when we have an A term, the factoring is a little different here. We're not going to use x plus 12 and x plus 1 because there's a coefficient here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 13x and I'm going to rewrite it as 12x plus 1x. And that's going to create a polynomial with 4 terms. So now instead of having a 13x, I've rewritten it as 12 plus x, which I got from my diamond, because 12 plus this 1x is still going to give me 13. So this expression is still equivalent to my original expression. So once you get here, we can just apply factor by grouping. So if you remember, factor by grouping, we're going to split the polynomial into two groups. Then we're going to look for a common factor between 4x squared and 12x. So in this case, 4 goes into 12 evenly. So that means I'm going to factor out a 4. And then both numbers have an x. So remember, we can only take out the smallest x, and the smallest one is x to the 1 power. So that means we're taking out a 4x. So once you divide the 4x out, you have 4 divided by 4, which is 1, and then x squared and x. Subtract the exponents, that's going to leave you with just an x. And then you have 12 divided by 4, that is 3, and then the x divided by x will divide out to be a 1. So we have x plus 3. And remember, factor by grouping means I want my groups to be the same. But if you notice here, we already have x plus 3. But we still need to factor something out. So if I don't want to change this because I want the group to be the same, we are going to factor out a 1. So if we take out a 1, we're not changing the original group because x divided by 1 is still x, and then 3 divided by 1 is still 3, and now my groups are the same. So now we have a common binomial factor, which means the 4x and the 1 were distributed to the x plus 3 originally. So the 4x and the 1 make up one of your factors. That's going to be 4x plus 1. And then your other factor was the one that was in common. So your final answer is 4x plus 1 times x plus 3. Let's take a look at letter C. We're going to factor 3x squared minus 7x plus 2. So check to see if the 3 can be divided out. And in this case, it cannot. So what number are you going to write as your top number in the x? The top number in your x is the 6. And that comes from multiplying the a and the c together. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then your bottom number is the b term, which is the middle term. Make sure you take the negative that's in front of the 7. So this would be negative 7. You need two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to negative 7. What are those two numbers? Your two numbers are negative 6 and negative 1. So negative times negative is positive, and then negative plus negative is going to give you that negative 7. Now I'm going to rewrite my original trinomial with 4 terms to set it up for factor by grouping. So this negative 7x gets rewritten with these two numbers. That's going to give me 3x squared minus 6x minus x plus 2. So remember, you want to take the sign that is in front of the number. So negative 6 is going to result in a negative 6, and then negative 1 is going to result in a minus x, and then negative 6 plus negative 1 is going to give me my original b term, which was negative 7. Next, we're going to factor by grouping by splitting it into two groups. So we want to look for a common factor in this first group. 3 goes into 6, so that means I'm going to factor out a 3. They both have an x, so that means I'm going to factor out a variable also. So let's take out a 3x. That's going to leave me with 3 divided by 3 is 1, and then x squared over x, leaving me with just x. We have a subtraction sign that we're going to bring down. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then the x's will divide out to a 1. So we have 3x times x minus 2. If you take a look at our second group, these answers are almost matching, but the signs are opposite, right? This x is positive, this one's negative. This x is negative, this one's positive. So my groups almost match. So if I want the signs to change, I can just factor out a negative 1. When you factor out a negative number, you want to make sure when you bring that number down, it stays negative. So if I'm taking out a negative 1, let's simplify what's left in my binomial. So negative divided by negative is going to give me a positive, and x divided by 1 is just x. And then if I'm dividing by a negative, I have 2 divided by negative 1. That's going to leave me with negative 2. And now you'll notice my groups are the same. The two numbers that make up my first binomial factor are 3x and negative 1, which were the numbers that I factored out of each group. Your second binomial factor is the one that was in common. So your final answer is going to be 3x minus 1 times x minus 2. Let's take a look at letter D. We're going to factor 2x squared minus 5x minus 7. The 2 obviously will not divide into 5 and 7, so that means we're going to multiply 2 times negative 7, which is negative 14, and the middle number goes in the bottom of our diamond. Just remember, anytime you have a negative number, you have to consider that when multiplying your A and C terms. So that's why we did 2 times -7 to give us -14. So now we need two numbers that multiply to -14 and add to -5. What are those two numbers? Those two numbers are -7 and +2. So when the bottom number is negative, we want the larger of these two numbers to be negative because when you're adding them together, the answer is going to have the same sign as the largest number. If this one was negative and this one was positive, then I would have a +5 down here. So just be careful to check your sign. Now we're going to rewrite the original trinomial with 4 terms. What would that look like? One possibility is 2x squared minus 7x plus 2x minus 7. Some might not like to have the terms ordered this way because the only thing that can be factored out of this first group is an x, and then this one wouldn't change. So you could still do it that way, but most people will switch the terms around and make it so it'd be plus 2x minus 7x, which then makes it easier to factor out from each of our groups. So let's divide in half. We can take a 2x out of this term, or this first group. That's going to leave me with x plus 1, because the 2 divided by 2 and the x divided by x, that'll all divide out to be a 1 here. And then we want this side to also say x plus 1. So if you notice there's a negative here, usually when this first number in this group is negative, that means you're going to factor out a negative. So we're going to take out a -7 from the second group. Then that's going to leave me with -7 divided by -7. That's +1, which is going to be +1x because there's an x here that didn't divide out. And then -7 divided by -7 would give us another +1. So we can get our answer from here. So your final answer will be 2x minus 7 and x plus 1. Some of you may be wondering, what happens if you kept these numbers the same? Like, what if we didn't switch them? So I just wanted to show you that because it's really not going to matter the order of these numbers because they're still going to factor. The group is just going to end up being different. So originally, when I wrote the problem, I did 2x squared minus 7x plus 2x and then minus 7. If we divide it into two groups, the only thing that these two numbers have in common is an x. So we're going to divide an x out of that first one. When we do that, we're left with 2 divided by 1, because there's a 1 in there, so that's just 2. Subtract your exponents, x squared and x is going to give me just x. Then I have a minus sign, and then x divided by x is just going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with a -7. If you look at my second group, this group already matches the binomial factor that I have here. So if I need another number to factor out, but I don't want to change the group, you're going to factor out a 1. So this would be +1. That group is going to stay the same. And now your final answer would be the terms you factored out, which were x plus 1, and the common group, which was 2x minus 7. So when you compare these two methods, I got the answer as the same. The only difference was with the factors ordered this way, the common binomial factor was x plus 1. if I switch the order of the factors, the common binomial factor ends up being 2x minus 7. So either way you order these numbers, your final answer should be the same. Let's take a look at letter E. We're going to factor negative 4x squared minus 8x plus 5. So notice that our A term, or our leading coefficient, is negative, and that's not a common practice to have a negative coefficient. So we want to factor out a negative 1 from all the terms. So my leading coefficient is positive. So if I divide everything by a negative 1, that means I have a negative that I factored out, and that's going to give me 4x squared plus 8x minus 5, basically changing all of the signs for each of our terms. So negative divided by negative is positive, negative and negative positive, and then positive divided by negative is a negative. So now we can factor this using our diamond. The 4 will divide evenly into 8, but it will not go evenly into a 5. So that means we're going to have to multiply the A and the C term to get the top number. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 20, and these same two numbers are going to add to 8. The two numbers we're looking for are negative 2 and positive 10. So remember, a negative times a positive is negative, and because this number is positive, my bigger number has to be positive. Now we're going to rewrite my original trinomial with 4 terms. And we're actually not rewriting the original one because this is the original one with 4 terms. We're rewriting this one as 4 terms because we're trying to keep this leading coefficient positive. So this is the one we're rewriting. So we have that negative that we factored out in the beginning. We have our 4x squared minus 2x plus 10x minus 5. From here, we split our polynomial in half to create groups. What are we factoring out of the first group? In the first group, I'm going to factor out a 2x. So we have 2x, and then when we simplify what's left, we have 4x squared divided by 2x. Divide the whole number, subtract the exponents, that's going to give me 2x. And then we have negative 2x divided by 2x, that's all going to divide out to be 1. So we have minus 1. Then we're going to look at our second factor, or second group. What can we factor out of the second group? We can factor out a 5. So pull the 5 out. Then we have 10x divided by 5. That's going to give me 2x. And then negative 5 divided by 5. That's negative 1. We can check our groups. Our groups are the same. So that means we've done it correctly. And now we rewrite our factors. Just don't forget that we factored out the negative in the front. So that's going to come to the very front. Our first binomial factor is going to contain the two numbers that we factored out of our groups, so 2x and 5. And then our second factor is the one that was in common. So this would be your final answer.